Welcome everyone to episode 448 of the Daily Mother Swole, the sleaziest, most swoliest Swolecast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And if you haven't noticed, I'm flexing my biceps here today and every motherfucking day.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
For the Daily Swole, live at 12 noon Eastern Time. You can catch every episode on the YouTube and also listen to the podcast. Get your ear holes fucked on SoundCloud and iTunes. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game train, everyone. Thank you for joining me for episode 448 of the Sleazy. Look at that. Every day. Looks like a donut. Looks like two donuts making love. I'm down. It is Flex Friday, and today is you better fliggity flex yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. That's today's episode. Flex yourself or wreck yourself. It's a Flex Friday episode, and we're going to be talking about core and the importance of flexing your core, drawing in the stomach, and why that's important. It's a little bit of a kind of builds upon yesterday. Those of you that were in my premium workshop, I hope you enjoyed it. The next one is coming next week, of course, and it's going to be announced. That next workshop will be announced very, very soon what the topic is. But last night's workshop was all about, corrective exercise and reducing the risk of injury and reducing the risk of pain and reducing compensations that can affect your strength and can affect your posture and can affect how you live your life. Because as we always say, and as you know, that fitness is not a lifestyle. Fitness is life. We are in this for the long haul. Swolenormous is in here for the long haul. Fitness is for the long term. It's not for now. It's not for next week. It's not for next month. It's for every fucking day for the rest of your life. So it's always about the future. You're always training for the future. You're always training for what's to come. You're always training for what's to come, what will happen in the horizon or on the horizon and beyond. Because if you're looking short term, that's when you get in trouble. You start looking for quick results. You start looking for physical change, and you lose fact that your body will change, your body will develop, your body will decay, and things are going to be different in 5 years than they were 5 years ago, and they'll be different in 10 years than they were 10 years ago. So how to flex yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. And today's Friday, so it's a perfect day to go over this topic. So let's talk a little bit about the core, and I'm going to breeze back over what the core is for those of you that might just be new to the broadcast. If this is a human being and they're very happy because their name is Papa Swolio, this is Papa Swolio, and Papa Swolio's got a pretty sweet core, I might say. That's Papa Swolio. Get some long hair. There you go. Get the beard going. Da-da-da. There you go. There you go. He's got the glasses on. Let's do this. Hold on. There you go. Now it's Papa Swolio. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. And of course, he's absolutely, fucking flexing right here. Yeah. Now it's Papa Swolio. There you go. Yeah, for Flex Friday. So the core, if I'm going to break down what the core is going to be everything from the base of the spine right down here, this region here, okay, all the way up to the cervical spine. So we have this entire area of the body that's the core. And most people think it's just right here. Most people think that the core is right in this area. It's where the six-pack is, and that's not true. The core is everything. The core is everything except the arms and the legs. So if we're really looking at what the core is and breaking down what the core truly is by definition, how we describe it, you will raise the arms. No, give me back my biceps. Okay? Come back here. And you take away the legs too. So let's get rid of that. You actually get rid of the head, but that's the core. That's the core. It's like that weird cartoon, where they don't have arms and legs, right? So it's all here. It's this whole area here is the core. And what is that? You have everything from the sacrum and the hips all the way to the cervical. So it's that entire area to the neck. So when I say flex, a lot of times we're talking about drawing in or bracing the core. And when you look at someone from the side, and yesterday's workshop in premium, we went over a bunch of different exercises, like 7 to 10 exercises, and all those exercises, I said, draw your stomach in, suck your stomach in. But what does that do? When you suck your stomach in, and I'm just going to draw from the side. Let's say I'm looking this way, okay? So there's a person looking this way, all right? So they have a face, blah, blah. Oh my God, I'm being drawn. But you have, let's say, a stomach, right? And here's the belly button, okay? And you got the feet, all right? That person's stomach is not, these muscles are distended. It's pushing outwards, right? What we're trying to do is when you have, let's say, the vertebrae here, let's call this the spine. I'm going to draw some circles and a line through it. Let's say that's the spine. We're trying to create pressure around the spine because your spine is like a basketball pole, okay? If you're trying to plant, right? Let's say you want to create a basketball court. You're trying to build one in your house, at your, where you live. And you dig a hole in dirt. And then you put the pole in and then you fill it up with sand. It's not going to stay up too long, right? You're going to take a couple shots and the poles are going to start to, slide off left or right because there's no pressure, there's no support. What you want to do is you want to pour in concrete, you want to pour in cement, like, in a professional basketball stadium or on an outdoor street basketball, they're poured in concrete. They're poured in and they're secure. So what we're trying to do is exactly the opposite. We want to bring this in, right? You want to bring that stomach in to create pressure around this area. Because right now, without this, if you get rid of that, you got no pressure in the spine. Okay, you got no pressure in the spine, and these things can slip out of place and float some hearts, and it's unfortunate, but float some hearts and some thumbs if you have herniated discs or slipped discs or any kind of back pain. What happens is when the gut starts hanging out, this is what the spine starts looking like. Okay, you start getting this effect. You start getting the effect where you start getting too much, right? You start getting too much of a lower back arch, and that happens when women are wearing high heels. It happens when you start getting a lot of weight in the front because you have to arch your back because you're trying to balance out the body. If you have a big stomach, you don't lean forward. You have a big stomach, you kind of like lean back a little bit. It's like being pregnant. That's why women have back pain and all these issues from being pregnant, not to mention you got a baby in there and all these other things, but you have a lot of weight in the front. And that's why a lot of women that have very, very large breasts and stuff, they have to get sometimes reductions because you have a lot of weight in the front. It throws off your whole balance. So a lot of muscles have to work that shouldn't normally be working. You have some back pain and chronic issues. So when you have a lot of weight in the front, when you have a gut, you get a lot of pressure here. It's called lordosis to an extent, and there's different levels of that. But you get a lot of pressure here, and there's a lot of pressure on the discs here and on the little fatty pads that are on the inside of the discs, the intervertebral discs, that prevent the discs from smashing into each other. So that gives them a little cushion like a pillow. And when there's a lot of pressure, you cause these things to kind of bulge out and push and maybe herniate and all those other issues, just cause chronic pain. So what you're trying to do is suck the stomach in. When you suck the stomach in, the draw in, we call this the draw in maneuver. Drawing in or drawn. Draw in. Let's use a hyphen, let's try to be appropriate. Maneuver, okay? So it's just sucking your stomach in. So when you suck your stomach in, you create this pressure, and then what actually happens, it pulls this thing back. So then the spine will be more like this. So you have, this is not obviously to scale, a little exaggeration. So you bring this back, and now instead of a big S, you have more of a gradual thing, and this is what you want, right? So by sucking the stomach in, you're adding pressure here, which is going to help straighten out the core. Now this has to do with the glutes as well, activating the glutes on the back. The exercise I was demonstrating yesterday in premium, like the bridge, the single leg bridge, the cobra, the single leg squat, all those things that we're going over were very essential for creating this better balance. So when we're activating core, and you're flexing your core, it's like, yeah, flex them, suck your stomach in, stand up straight. This posture is actually appropriate. The problem with posture is that you forget that when you're doing your exercise. When you're doing a back row, right? When you're doing a squat, when you're doing a curl, when you're doing triceps, you're not thinking about this. You're thinking about the triceps. You're thinking about the chest. You're thinking about the back. When you're doing a one-arm row, you're thinking about just pulling with your back, and you're letting everything fucking hang out. But what you need to be doing is focusing on as much on the core when you're doing a back exercise and a chest exercise as you are when you're doing an actual core focused exercise. It's very, very important to do this all the time. All the time. Suck and tuck. Suck in the stomach, activate the glutes, squeeze the glutes. Make sure these muscles are engaging. If you're engaging these muscles properly, you are going to get more pressure around the spine. You're going to give your body a better foundation. And that's all we're trying to do. Create a better foundation so you can have a better chance at not getting injured, a better chance at producing force, producing strength, because mobility and strength, they're all related. If you have limited mobility, you're not activating the muscles properly, so your strength is going to be affected. If you don't have proper mobility, you're putting yourself at risk. You can get injured and you're out of the gym. So there's a lot of things that relate to one another, and proper spinal alignment and proper position with the body is very, very important because if you're in better alignment, if you're in a better position, you can enact more force. You can do better activity. You will feel less pain. You will feel less injury. You're less risk of injury. You're less risk of pain. Everything gets better. And think of like when you're out of balance, you're all out of kilter. So you have different muscles pulling at different tensions all the time, and you might feel stressed. And it might come out as emotional stress because you're just fucking frustrated. There's constant physical tension in your body, and you can't, get rid of it. You don't know why. And it comes from things like sitting down. It comes from things like being overweight and not taking control of your fitness. That's why I say fitness is life, because it becomes a lot more than having six-pack abs. It's a lot more than just, looking a certain way or having muscle. It's about building the foundation for emotional, physical, and just overall health. And it's all related. The physical and the mental and the emotional, it's all related. And you start finding this out more and more when you start tapping into this, when you start doing more yoga, when you start doing more corrective exercise, when you start training the right way. It's not about training, it's about training the right way. And that's why I'm always dropping this kind of fucking nuke in premium. We just did this last night with the workshop. So that's a drawing maneuver. Flex them if you got them. Today is Flex Friday. So if you're not flexing yourself, you're wrecking yourself. So make sure that you suck your stomach in, and try to do this more often. Sit up more tall at the bank, at the supermarket. Suck your stomach in. Don't squeeze and contract your abs. Suck your stomach in like you're trying to put on the tightest pair of pants possible. And I want you to think about that. When you suck your stomach in, you are actually contracting a muscle on the base of the spine called the transverse abdominis. And that muscle is the natural belt in your body. You've seen bodybuilders and people at the gym most of the time improperly. You see people wearing fucking belts in the gym all the time that shouldn't be wearing a belt when there's no reason for it. You sucking your stomach in, it's this natural belt around the body. And when you suck it in, when you suck in your stomach, it contracts it like a circle. And then it makes a smaller circle and adds more pressure, right, around the spine. So when you suck the stomach in, it's gonna bring that in. Right? And you can see now, all of a sudden, there's less space. He's got a little booty. Oh, look at the booty. Okay? So if it's here, look how much space there is. There's a lot more sloshing that the spine can do. But then when you suck it in, there's a lot less areas, a lot less volume. And what happens when you decrease the volume? Come on, physics. Come on, people. You decrease the volume, you're increasing the pressure. Okay, it's like popping a balloon. You increase the pressure. So if you're decreasing the volume, you're making everything tighter and everything smaller, and you're compressing that thoracic cavity, you're compressing that abdominal cavity because you're activating your transverse abdominis, because you're strengthening your core muscles, you're increasing pressure, increasing support around the spine, and that's how you get a strong core, not doing 1,000 fucking crunches. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 448 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we bicep. Thanks for joining me for 448 every day, live at 12 noon Eastern time. Catch all the episodes on YouTube and listen on SoundCloud and iTunes. I'll see a lot of you on Instagram and Snapchat. I just posted a lot of wallpapers, so if you're just joining me in the last few weeks, you might not have seen some of these wallpapers. You can download them. There will be some more coming. These are a couple classics if you didn't get them before. So check my Instagram story, check on Snapchat. You can download them and use them as wallpapers for your phone, tablet, and what have you. Thank you for joining me last night as well. Everyone that's in here in Premium, drop some thumbs and some hearts, leave some comments if you enjoyed the workshop yesterday. You can still catch the workshop on replay. The link is in my profile, premium.swolenormous.com if you're interested in hooking up with that. But amazing workshop. So everyone, I hope that was in Premium last night, you're practicing those things. And also in Premium, we're doing a live meeting. I'm not going to be talking, but my live yoga instructor, Alexandra, she will be going live to discuss her methodology and to prepare you for next week's Premium yoga flow. So very, very exciting stuff. She's going to be talking to you, so you get to know her a little bit better, and you can ask her any questions about the practice and about if you have any questions about yoga and your own personal practice. So that's going on in Premium at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so it's right around the corner. Love you all. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. I'll see you all tomorrow for episode 449.